if your parole comes through, what I'm trying to say is, I'd like you to get in touch when you get out of here. Karen? If you ever need a friend, you know where to find me, all right?
Karen?
Miss Bennett wants to see you.
Yes, Mrs. Jackson.
Good luck, Karen.
Yeah, you too.
What are you doing out here, Travers? You're supposed to sign in 5 minutes ago. When you're given checking in times, you stick to them.
5 minutes doesn't exactly mean I'm on the run, Miss Bennett.
Don't be smart with me, Travers. It doesn't pay. Now, Miss Verner wants to see you. What's that?
It's for Mrs. Davidson. I was going to drop it off at reception, don't worry.
I'll take it.
Fine, go ahead. It's a rough proof of Dr. Clement's thesis. I think you'll find it fascinating reading, Miss Bennett. He raises quite a few points about prison officers. I had no idea so many of them had psychological problems.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, Mr. Fletcher, for example.
Go on, Travers.
Well, Dr. Clements had to be careful not to mention any names because of libel, but there's no two ways about it. Mr. Fletcher certainly has a few problems.
I was expecting it to happen within the next 2 weeks, but I didn't realize it'd be so soon.
I can't believe it. I mean, tomorrow.
Yes, doesn't give us much time to get organized.
What'll they be like, a parole board? Sounds like a jury.
In a way, they are. There'll be 5 of them. One of them has to be a woman, and you'll find that one of them does most of the talking. He's the chairman. He's either a judge or a member of the Industrial Commission. But to be on the safe side, show respect for all of them, all right?
My best behavior, I promise.
The key words being meekness and humility, no aggression. Now, a problem. You have to have somewhere to stay.
Well, I've got some money in the bank. It won't be hard to find a place once I'm out.
No, that's not good enough. You're going to have somewhere before you go on parole. What about your family?
Well, my mother's in Queensland. Anyway, I wouldn't want to live with her.
Friends?
I haven't kept in touch.
Well, maybe I can find you something.
Wait a minute, there is a friend of my mother's, Marjorie Whitten. She lives in Kew.
Oh, good, I'll get in contact with her.
I'd only want to stay there for a couple of days until I could find somewhere of my own.
No, I wouldn't go telling the parole board that. They'll want something more permanent.
Well, what about a job? What do I say to that?
The truth. That you're going to university full-time. That's just as good as a job.
Is that all there is to it?
Well, they'll ask you a few questions, mainly to gauge whether or not you can cope with being outside.
Cope? That's the least of my worries. I can cope much better out there than I can in here.
Karen, you've been in here over 18 months.
Yeah, but I've been going to uni.
Well, that's not exactly fending for yourself. Apart from a couple of hours a day, you've been used to being told what to do, when to do it, and how. You haven't even had to think about a simple thing like cooking a meal. For a while, you'll feel like, well, a child leaving home for the first time.
I didn't expect you home so soon, Mrs. Jackson.
Apparently not.
Hey, it's just getting good.
And don't ever let me catch you smoking again.
Oh, fair go. Me mum lets me.
Well, I am not your mother, but as long as you're under my roof, you will do as I say. I am sick to death of coming home to a pigsty. As from now, young lady, you are going to learn to behave like a decent human being and respect other people's property. I mean, look at this room.
It's just like home.
Your feet, Leanne. Now, you are going to clean up this mess, and I am going to stand here and watch you do it. Understand?
Oh, nag, nag, nag. You're worse than me mum.
Oh, come on, Lizzie. Look, if you keep your hands busy, you won't even miss a smoke. Now go over plain again. In there, over.
Guess
under.
what? I'm going up in front of the parole board tomorrow.
Oh, God. Won't be anyone left here soon. Except for the no-hopers.
That's Butte, Carrie.
Jane Vernon thinks I've got a pretty good chance of getting it.
Yeah, so what? Give you a few weeks on the streets, you'll be back in here again.
She's not like you nincompoop.
At least I know what it's like on the outside more than you old scarecrow. You think you can get out of here and just take up where you left off? Forget it.
I intend to try and start again.
Oh, yeah, who's going to let you? I once knew a girl who even changed her name. Didn't help but. She bumped into someone she knew. Word got round, she lost her job. You got any friends?
I did have.
Yeah? Well, don't bother looking them up, because they're going to look at you as if you was dirt.
Well, in your case, they'd be right, wouldn't they?
Don't worry, Lizzie. Just being free will be enough.
Huh? You'll be on parole. You still got to follow rules and check in. You're living in a dream world, kid.
Why don't you go and
Go and watch your old hand.
Put a sock in it.
All right, break it up. What started all this?
Yeah, Travers sprouting about getting out. She's getting on everyone's goat.
You haven't been paroled yet, Travers.
She didn't say anything. It was her.
I never
Cut it out! Both of you. I thought you'd have more sense, Travers. Talking about getting paroled only causes jealousy.
If I were you, Mr. Fletcher, I'd be more concerned about what causes you to react the way you do.
If you're trying to be smart, Travers.
Peter Clements took a copy of his thesis to the governor. There were some fascinating references in it to a senior male officer. Miss Bennett found it very interesting reading.
Well, that's what I like to see. Good on you.
Just wanted to make myself useful, that's all.
You're turning into quite the model guest.
Means she's turning into quite the little con merchant.
Hey.
The sooner Leanne goes back to her family, the better for her and for me.
Oh, it's not Mrs. Jackson's fault. I know I've been behaving rotten, but I can change. Look, I'll really pull my finger out in the future and stay out of your way. I don't want to go back home. I want to stay here. Please, Jean?
Meg. Look, I really think we're getting through to her.
Oh, come on, Jean. She can't change overnight.
Only just for a little while longer. What hope has she got she goes back to that environment?
What hope have I got if she stays? Yeah, what have you got there?
Nothing.
Have you been into my things again?
No, it's mine.
Let me see.
I found it.
Let me see what you've got, Leanne. That's just what we've been looking for. It's Bella's.
I never pinched it. Honest, I didn't. I don't know anyone called Bella.
No, but your mother did.
Where's Mr. Fletcher?
Well, in the recreation room, I think.
Bella Albrecht's ring's been found. Nolene smuggled it out to her daughter. The police will be here soon, so I want it brought to my office immediately.
Do you think she killed Albrecht?
I'm not sure, but she certainly knows more than she's telling. I don't want any of the other women to know about this until it's cleared up.
Right.
Do you mind?
You and the doc might have been chummy in here, but it'll be a different story once you get out.
What would you know?
Plenty. Oh, God, the gruesome twosome.
Burke, you wanted the governor's office?
All right, I want everyone in their cells in 1 minute.
Oh, what?
But it's nearly tea time.
Well, it won't kill you if it's a bit late. Now get a move on.
What's going on?
Just a minute. Where's Birdsworth?
It's pointless you denying that you gave this to your daughter. We've got her statement.
Little lagger. Never does what I tell her.
All right. I'll ask you once again, Nolene. Where did you get it from?
Must have found it.
We've got witnesses to prove that this was on a chain around the victim's neck.
Could have fallen off.
The post-mortem shows that it was pulled from her neck just after she was murdered. So you either killed her or you took it from the body just after her death. In which case, you could quite easily have seen the person responsible.
Why would I want to kill her?
You're the breadwinner of the family, aren't you?
So what? Since when's that been a crime?
Your daughter tells us that the family needs the money.